Welcome to Beyond the Headlines. I'm Brianna Rittman, and this is the time where we break down today's local news stories with our very own reporters. Today we're discussing the future of the Scottish Rite Theater in downtown Peoria, and we're talking about an incident happening yesterday at Limestone High School. And then lastly, we will be discussing WMBD's mascot challenge happening right now. Now, our first story of the day is Limestone Community High School and the Bartonville Police Department are commending an anonymous tip line for assisting them in identifying a potential threat. WMBD's Alex Burgess joins us now. So, Alex, what more can you tell us about this incident?
Well, yeah, absolutely. With different technologies coming out year by year, in schools, the main priority obviously is safety next to education. And one of those ways is anonymous online tip sources. Sometimes there would be the Dropbox in a school. Well, now it's evolved to you can go onto a website, click a button. If you could be a student, parent, teacher, you click a button and you say, I heard about this. This is what I was told. Give brief information. Goes anonymously. And then administrators can find the root of what you are talking about and, keep everyone safe.
Okay, so explain this technology they used and how it helped them identify a threat.
Absolutely. So Limestone Community High School and the Bartonville Police Department were made aware of this threat through a program called Safe to Help IL. The website, safetohelpil.com. An anonymous tip was made there from a student who reported a threat that was not fully disclosed as to what it was, but there was police were made aware, and they were able to use that technology to find the root of it and then quell it quickly to where it didn't have to be too big of a worry. They did have an increased police presence today, as well as yesterday, to make sure that everything was still safe, good to go. And they say that it was a non-credible threat. So.
Okay, did they specify what kind of threat they thought it was going to be?
They didn't, but especially in the world we're in, it's you cannot be too careful. You have to kind of take safety as the main priority in a school, in any building. If you are hearing of something like that, that has to be, in the forefront of your mind on what to do.
Right. Did you ever get a chance to talk to them about if they're finding it helpful that it is anonymous? So people, they may be getting more reports, even if they're not credible, which is, actually good. But, people aren't as so scared of seeing like they're being a tattletale or a snitch.
Right. I did not get a chance to talk to them. I called both the police department and the high school. Calls were not returned, and the police department did not want to go on camera. But they are both commending the program in itself, because of how easily transmissible it is to learn about a threat, and how easy it is for them to, from that point, get to the root of what was going on. So, yeah, it's a really fascinating technology, and it's only evolving from now.
Well, a win that it turned out to be nothing.
Exactly.
That's always good, right?
Absolutely.
Well, the chances of winning the Powerball, whopping $1.3 billion prize, are pretty low. But the mathematicians are saying there are a few things you can do to increase your odds of cashing out the big prize. Experts say one of the best ways to increase your odds will be avoiding your usual lucky numbers. They say there aren't lucky numbers in a random drawing. Tell that to all the grandparents out there, right?
Yeah.
Specialists say relying on the same set of digits not only hurts your chances, does it? But it also increases your odds of sharing the jackpot if you do manage to win.
I
don't
think
know.
that's funny.
I'm from a nice rural area where, you got to play the same. If you see the same numbers twice, 3 times in a day, you got to play those numbers. Birthdays, you got to play those numbers.
Yeah, this is really bad news for the guy that's in front of you at the gas station who's just scratching them off while you've got like 2 Gatorades that you're trying to pay for. I mean, you know, everybody's got their go-to. I'm not a frequenter of Powerball or lottery. That's really a Christmas Eve situation for us, or like a family gathering if everybody's together for a holiday. But usually they all get thrown out because I never win. But
my late grandfather was a faithful lottery. When we lived, when my dad retired, we lived with my grandparents for a little bit, and that's I was the faithful one to get the numbers. And every time he did win, he broke me off a little something. So.
Hey,
that was a win-win for me.
And that is called generational wealth.
But me, I can't. You know, I feel like you know, people go to like the slot machines. It's like if I win once, that's it. You know, I can't.
No,
it's too much of a risk for me.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. Very much so. I agree.
Well, when we come back after this break, we're gonna still have Alex right here with us.
Sure
So
will.
sit tight. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back. Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines, where we talk about the stories that matter to you. And like I said before the break, we are back here with Alex Berger talking about another big local story of the day. This time, the future of the Scottish Rite Theater in Peoria. So, Alex, what is going on with the Scottish Rite Theater?
Yeah, Brianna, it's really interesting. This is a very historic building in Peoria, one of the most historic buildings in Peoria. It was taken over by a group called Temple Live. That was announced in November, and they reopened this year. Well, all of their future shows have been canceled, and Temple Live has taken the venue off of their website as one of their venues. They do still have 3 other venues Temple Live does, and they have one in Columbus, Ohio for private events, but Peoria seemingly is no longer affiliated with Temple Live, which is interesting because there was a lot of excitement surrounding this building, this venue, this you know, new piece of art in the Peoria music scene and entertainment in general. And so now, with it just reopening earlier this year, it's not looking like there's going to be any more events as of now.
Wow. I wonder if they might consider making it a museum, more of a historical site instead.
It is, you know, it's a very interesting thing because it was seen as kind of, yeah, you can see it on your screen now. It's a very beautiful building.
Right.
And it's, like I said, it's an old church. I mean, we also have, you know, a lot of church to venue to restaurant conversion in Peoria with like Obed and Isaacs and stuff like that. But this is interesting. It's hard to really get up off the ground as a entertainment venue in general and try to like book acts right off the bat. But I mean, they got big names for a little bit. I mean, they had a comedian, Chris D'Elia. He's pretty successful, and that was a big name they got. But it's just very, very confusing, and there's a lot of question marks surrounding it. I was not able to get into contact with anybody from Temple Live that was able to comment on the matter. But yeah, that's what's going on right now.
Well, to save city council or whoever is in charge of that space, like in the sense of what to do next with it, maybe we should do like a vote. Like, what do viewers think we should do? Should we keep it being a venue, or should we make it a historical landmark or something? Yeah,
and a lot of people who have gone to events, it's a very wonderful place for music. They have a new sound system. They have a new light system. It underwent $5 million from the KDB group, which the Kim Blickenstaff group. They put $5 million into renovating the building to be this entertainment venue. And so it is really a turnkey place for any, you know, group or organization or company to go in there and be a music scene. It just, the question is, how difficult is it to get an act to perform there is the question. So, you know, maybe it's a place where the Peoria Orchestra can be, or stuff like that, because it is successful in, you know, what it does. Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, thank you, Alex, for lending me so much of your time today.
Oh, of course.
But before we let you go, let's check this out. 5-year-old William made his way to the local Chick-fil-A in Jacksonville, Florida, while his parents were still asleep. Police arrived to find him happily eating breakfast with a manager keeping him company. Of course, Chick-fil-A. The first challenge was finding his house so they could bring him home. With a little detective work, officers found the house and hopped the fence to return him to his shocked parents. They said William had let himself out the front door, something he never tried before. Do they know that, though?
Yeah.
Like, do they know he's never tried that? Because he went to Chick-fil-A.
You know, this seems like an antic of one.
Rugrats.
Yeah, this seems like an antic of one Christopher Huslick, which we'll hear from here shortly. This is definitely something he would have done as a child, but something I would have done as well. There was one time. I don't know what it is, but sometimes we just unconsciously as children go outside. When I was 2 years old, it was December. My dad found me out in the front playing golf. I was 2. I was playing in my diaper
December.
in the snow, in my diaper, just out playing golf.
Just your diaper?
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, I guess that's how I roll.
So glad you're here with us today.
Yes, exactly. And I survived and somehow did not get hypothermia as a child. So, but hey, I should have. If Chick-fil-A was near Tremont, I would have probably done that. Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. So.
Well, thank you, Alex.
Absolutely.
Well, we got one more local story for you when we return on Beyond the Headlines. We're sitting down with our web reporter, Christopher Huslick, to discuss a fun competition between local high schools. We've got the details up next. Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. I'm sitting here with our digital reporter, Chris Huslick. Before break, Alex mentioned that you were probably a kid that would be outside at Chick-fil-A at 5 o'clock, at 5 years old. Would you have done that?
As much as I'd like to say he was wrong, probably I did one time run off to a church camp one morning. I told my mom, but she was asleep, so she doesn't remember that. So I would not have put it past young Christopher to do, so yeah.
Well, Chris did not join us to talk about Chick-fil-A. He actually joined us to talk about a mascot challenge that WMBD has started, where local high schools go head-to-head, bracket style, and you vote on who has the better mascot. So, Chris, you came up with this idea, so tell us more about it.
Yeah, well, I was eating breakfast one morning at some restaurant, and I was just kind of thinking about, it would be something cool to kind of get our fans or our viewers and high school football fans kind of involved with just something fun to do. So I was just kind of thinking, and it just popped in my head. There's a lot of high school football teams around here, so what if we just kind of did a mascot challenge and kind of a fun, friendly competition between the local high schools and just get our viewers voting, kind of get people excited for the high school football season. And yeah, that was just kind of the thought process. And so I reached out to a couple of people that like Tanya and then some of the other reporters to kind of see what people thought, and it received very well remarks from everyone. So then I just kind of went from there and started help from a lot of people around the station and kind of threw it all together.
We love a good, healthy competition. So tell us how this bracket works.
Yeah, so right now we found, with the help of our sports guys, Kurt and Patrick, I gathered together 36 teams in our viewing area, and then I seeded them based off of their enrollment numbers on the IHSA's website, the high school website. So the biggest school is number 1, with the lowest school being the 36th team. This week on Monday started the play-in game. So since there's 36 teams, 32 is generally the bracket size. So we had to have 4 play-in games, which feature Elmwood, Brimfield, Peoria Heights, Fieldcrest, Lewistown, Ridgeview, Lexington, Leroy, and Princeville and Stark County. Okay. So they're playing this week. That voting will end on Friday, and then the actual bracket will begin next week. So then how it works is you just go online. On the CI Proud main page, there's a tab up at the top that says high school bracket. You just click on that. I think you just enter your email and your name, and then you can go through and you can vote once a week or once per round. So this week you can vote Monday through Friday, and then you won't be able to vote again until next Monday. Okay. And next round, since there's 32 teams, we have it going 2 weeks long just to give people some more time. Okay. So then you'll only be able to vote once for that round. So yeah, that was kind of how it's kind of working, and went through, and the bracket has like all the school's logos, and so you can vote on whatever your high school is, whatever mascot you think's coolest, however you want to. I mean, you can vote whatever you want to vote. So,
Well, Christopher, congratulations on proposing this idea, and it's coming into fruition. But now we're going to talk about our mascot.
Ooh.
So let's see. Here is Christopher's college mascot. I got that correctly, right?
Yes, yes.
Christopher, you went to the. Go ahead and tell us where you went.
So I
You're
went
here.
I went to the University of St. Mary, a small NAIA college in Leavenworth, Kansas. We were the Spires, as you can see. This photo right here. I am interviewing our mascot, Spyro the Dragon. For those who may not know, a spire is a real tall cone-shaped thing, generally on the top of like churches.
Okay.
So yeah, we were the Spires. So that was.
That is nice.
Yes.
I don't have a picture with my mascot, but here is my college mascot. I attended Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University, home of the Rattlers. Our mascot's name is Venom, though, but I don't have a picture with Venom. I need to go back to homecoming so I can get a picture. Rattlers. Sarah was like, the Rattlers, and I was like, girl, please, no, it's Rattlers. Please don't. We don't play. Now, this is Sarah's college mascot. So she went to the University of Illinois. As we talked on the show before, they no longer have a mascot. So,
Yep.
But she is a proud Fighting alumni. So, alumni, right? Say that 10 times fast.
No, thank you.
So instead of the mascot that they used to have, we just acknowledge them as the Fighting Illini. When I first moved here, oh my gosh, that was one of my first stories. Was the Threshermen's festival, and they had a parade, and U of I was in there, and I had to say that. I was like, I'm new here. I just moved here like 2 weeks ago. Could you say Illini for me 10 times fast? Well, let's take a look at this before we go. It's not something you see every day. Police chasing a man covered in mud and wearing nothing but his Speedo. It happened last week at the Indian Hot Springs in Colorado. Idaho Springs police went to the area after receiving reports the man was wanted for credit card fraud. When they arrived, they found the man just after he came out of a mud bath. Body camera video shows officers speaking with the man, and then moments later, he takes off running. Police say the man managed to run out of the resort and up a wooded mountainside. He was later caught hiding in someone's shed. Well, at great lengths would be like, you would look suspicious even if you landed, like even if you were able to get away from the police.
This for sure sounds like it should be a Florida man story. So the fact that it's not is kind of interesting.
Hey now. Hey now.
Oh, I just like I could only imagine. I'm driving down the road and all of a sudden I see this dude in a Speedo just
Right.
hauling it up a hill
With mud all over him.
covered in mud with like the cops. Just I'd hate to be the officer who had to like cuff him. Like
Right,
that would be.
exactly. Or had to tackle him just in case they had to tackle him. Now you're all
Now
dirty.
you're all covered
and
in-
you just started your shift.
You got to go home to your wife and be like, she's like, why are you covered in mud? It's like, I don't even
We want
want
to talk about it. Well, thank you for joining us today on Beyond the Headlines. You can find all these stories and more over on our website, ciproud.com.
For breaking news and weather updates 24/7, log on to ciproud.com and download the free CI Proud to Go mobile app.